What's up, YouTube? It's Kenny. Uh, Wanted to make a video talking about what I actually did on Friday, since I talked about the plays that I was looking at and what I was going to do yesterday and moving into this coming week. Hit that subscribe button, guys. Subscribe to the channel. Give me a like on the video too. It'd really help out because I'm trying to grow this and make something out of it. So, what did I do on Friday? So I had said that I wanted to get into NNDM somewhere around $6 or under. I was hoping that it would drop below $6, but it never did. I had watched the pre-market for, an hour or two, and I set a limit buy for $6.10 after seeing what the market, how it was acting, and that did not trigger. So when I waited for the market to open, hoping for a pretty sharp dip that I could get in down there, and that didn't happen either. So I ended up buying 100 shares at $6.50 a share. Okay, at one point throughout the day, it was up to like $7.37. If I could have, I might have sold, but I have to wait. I have to hold overnight. It's just the way that my broker works, because I have less than $25,000, so I can't get limited margin, and the funds for this buy need to settle before the sale settles. So if I spread those out, then I can kind of trade with unsettled funds. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So the position yesterday was a pretty volatile day with the half day and everything. The position kept going up and down, up and down. I was lost some, won some, lost some, won some. End of the day, it closed up just about $3.50, and then in the post market it ran up a little more. So I'm up on the position currently, just by a little bit. All right. Judging from the fact that it went up, over $7, I expect it to go. I expect it to move some next week, and for me to make some money. Now, I'm more confident in that than I am in the other play that I made. So it's possible that I may hold it longer, because I'm kind of wanting to not make a whole lot of moves moving into December, and waiting for the first of the year to see what happens through December. I have a feeling that the market's going to go up pretty well in December. So haven't decided what I'll do. I kind of play it by ear. I use my instincts, which, if it moves up to 8 or something, I may be tempted to sell it and take that couple $100 profit out. We'll see what happens. The other play that I made, now I did end up staying away from CIIC. It wasn't moving. It wasn't doing anything significant. I just stayed away from it. I figured that I probably would, but it was one on my watch list that I wanted to keep an eye on. So I stayed away from that one. And then THCB, I made a position in that one. I bought 50 shares at $12.40 a share. I wanted to get in lower than that, as I always do, but that's where it ended up, $12.40. Bought 50 shares, and again, the market was real volatile, so I was up and I was down, and I was up and I was down in the position. It closed with me down just like $3 on the total position, and then ran up some in the post market, and I'm currently up on that position as well. All right, so this one, I haven't decided really what I'm going to do. Now, I had done some research, obviously, before I bought it, but I did some more research last night and this morning as well on it. And I kind of like what I see with this, okay? So the SPAC, THCB, was initially planning to do something in the cannabis space, okay? It's pretty obvious from the ticker symbol, right? But they switched their focus and decided to do something in the EV market, I assume because they see what's going on in the EV market. And so a letter of intent was signed to merge with Microvast. The merger is not a done deal yet. They're in advanced talks. And a letter of intent has been signed, okay? So typically what we see with these SPACs is that when the merger is officially announced, they start to run up, okay? And who knows when that could happen. But with the way that the EV market has been, and with what's been happening with the SPACs surrounding the EV market, I could see this one running up. I could see this one really running up, $20 up plus. And so Microvast, the company that's merging with THCB, with a lot of these SPACs and a lot of these EV plays, we see a lot of companies that are still in R&D phases and haven't even put a product to the market yet. Like look at CIIC Arrival. They don't even have a product on the market yet. You know what I mean? They're still in R&D. Yes, they've got a supposed contract with UPS in the UK, but they could retract that deal at any time. And these guys don't even have a product on the market, and they ran up to like $30. I don't know exactly where they got up to, but and that's just the way the EV market has been. Okay, but Microvast, they are a battery maker for EVs, and they already have products on the market, guys. They're a solid company that's already been in operation. Their batteries are in buses in Shanghai. They're in buses in New Zealand. Some of their buses or their batteries were in buses that were ferrying people around at the 2018 Olympics in South Korea. They're about to open a new factory in, I can't remember where it was. They're about to open a new factory that's going to start producing batteries by March, so Q1 of 2021. Now, as far as financial numbers, I haven't looked a lot into that to see how profitable they are and stuff, but I do know that they are expanding. They do already have products on the market. Some type of an investor relations page that somebody talked about in a video and showed, they said they're in 17 countries, 4 billion miles already driven on their batteries, 30,000 vehicles on the road. Now, I tend to take things in the investor relations type pages with a grain of salt because that's a company trying to sell you to buy their stock. But just overall, my feeling is that if the merger goes through, this is going to be a really good buy. And with being able to get into it now before, well, it's under $13 a share, SPACs start at $10. So if you have 100 shares of that company, okay, the lowest that can theoretically go, I don't exactly know how it works, but the lowest that's supposed to be able to go is $10. So you buy it at 13, you buy, just say $12.50, you spend $1,250 on the position, it goes down to $10.50, goes down to $10. You only lost $250, which is not really that much in the grand scheme of things when you're seeing that all of these SPACs are running up 100%, 80%, and all this. So if the merger goes through, and I haven't found any information saying anything negative about, not thinking that the merger will go through or that there's any reason that it won't, and with them having signed a letter of intent and all this stuff, I see the merger going through. When's that going to happen? I don't know. It hasn't been announced, but I don't know. I just really see this THCB, the more research I do, the more I think that this could be the play right now to get that 80% gain when the merger's announced, because that's the way these SPACs work. The letter of intent, and then there's a period of negotiations, and the stock may run up a little bit, and then when the merger's announced, bam, they run up. And then a lot of times they'll run up and then they'll be real volatile until the actual merger happens. And then when the merger happens, oftentimes they'll come back down to a more reasonable level. But the profits to be made are in that period, between when the letter of intent and the negotiations start and when the merger happens. If you can get in that period when it's still in that, $10 to $12, $13 range, and then the merger is announced, and that shit runs up to $20, $25, $30, $35, that's a big old profit, guys, on just 100 shares. That's a big old profit for somebody like with my level of account value, which is about $6,000. Every few $100s is a big deal. And when you're talking about a potential of $1,000 to $1,500, that's a big old gain for me. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I know I'm going to be watching it this week to see what happens. And if it still maintains in this 12 to 13 range, you know, and seems pretty solid at that number, then I may hold on to it a little bit longer to see if I can catch that big pop. I'm kind of wanting to not make a whole lot of moves throughout December. So if I feel comfortable with it, I may hold on to both of these stocks for quite some time. We'll see what happens. I've still got about another $570 that's undeployed that I'm going to be looking for opportunities with. It's possible that I may sell a little bit of something else to get enough to be able to increase that THCB position to 100 shares instead of 50. It's also possible that I'm seeing Tesla, okay? I may sell my Tesla. I'm seeing it run up. It almost hit $600, like $598 yesterday, okay? When the S&P 500 thing was announced, I bought one at 405. It started running up. I bought another one at 480. Closed Friday at 585. I mean, I'm up like $280. So if she hits 625 in this next week, I'm going to be looking to maybe start thinking about selling. Okay, I feel like it could easily run up to 700 before the S&P inclusion. It could even potentially keep going up after that. I just kind of think that I feel good about, you know, something in that 625 to 650 range. I feel good about selling there. So that's a potential that could happen, you know, next week or two. That's where I'm at. My account currently, my total account is up about 60%, a little bit shy of 60%. On my $4,000 investment into the stock market, I'm up to like 6,300 something right now. So I'm being pretty successful so far. It's only been 5 months, and we'll see if I can continue that trend. I hope you guys will subscribe, and I hope you will like the video. It really helps out. I'm going to try to you know, keep growing this channel, keep talking about my picks, and I'll make a video sometime next week talking about where I am with these picks, where my account is, and you know, if my plans have evolved or what I've done, even if I'm down. So thanks for watching.